Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into American history to tackle a question that's sparked countless debates. What makes a president truly great? Is it their ability to navigate times of war, or maybe their commitment to social justice? In this video, we're ranking the top 5 U.S. presidents who, in my opinion, left an undeniable mark on history. From leading the nation through global conflicts to breaking down barriers of inequality, these leaders faced some of the biggest challenges in American history. You might be surprised by who made the list and why, so stick around for a twist that could change how you see American history. Our journey begins with a president whose time in office was tragically cut short, yet his impact continues to resonate today: John F. Kennedy. Born into a prominent political family, JFK's path to the presidency seemed almost destined. His charisma and eloquence captivated a nation yearning for change. JFK's presidency was defined by an optimism that was infectious. His inaugural address, with its famous call to "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country," inspired a generation to public service and civic engagement. He didn't just lead during a time of change, he inspired it. His administration was marked by a youthful energy and a forward-looking vision that sought to tackle the pressing issues of the day. Remember his iconic "We choose to go to the moon" speech? Delivered at Rice University, it wasn't just about space exploration, it was a bold declaration of America's ambition and a challenge to push the boundaries of what was possible. That wasn't just about space exploration, it was a call to action, a challenge to America's spirit of innovation, and a testament to what we could achieve when we set our minds to it. The space race galvanized the nation and led to unprecedented technological advancements. And let's not forget the Cuban Missile Crisis, a heart-stopping standoff with the Soviet Union that could have led to nuclear war. For 13 days in October 1962, the world held its breath as the two superpowers edged closer to conflict. JFK's steady leadership during those 13 tense days in October 1962 helped avert disaster. His calm and calculated approach, along with his willingness to seek diplomatic solutions, showcased his ability to lead under immense pressure. But JFK's legacy extends beyond the Cold War. He was a champion of civil rights, understanding that true progress meant confronting the issue of racial inequality head-on. His administration laid the groundwork for significant social change. He understood that true progress meant confronting the issue of racial inequality head-on. His push for civil rights, though met with resistance, helped pave the way for the Civil Rights Act of 1964, a landmark achievement signed into law by Lyndon B. Johnson after Kennedy's assassination. His push for civil rights, though met with resistance, helped pave the way for the Civil Rights Act of 1964, a landmark achievement signed into law by Lyndon B. Johnson after Kennedy's assassination. This act was a crucial step in the ongoing struggle for equality and justice in America. JFK's presidency reminds us that leadership is about more than just policies. It's about vision, courage, and the power of hope. His enduring legacy is a testament to the impact one leader can have on the course of history, inspiring future generations to dream big and strive for a better world. Now you might be thinking, where's Abraham Lincoln? After all, he's often the first name that comes to mind when we talk about great American presidents. And trust me, I considered him. Lincoln's legacy is monumental and his impact on American history is undeniable. But I wanted to shine a light on a president who often gets overshadowed, a man who embodies both the triumphs and complexities of American history: Ulysses S. Grant. Grant's story is one of resilience, determination, and a deep commitment to the principles he held dear. We all know Grant as the brilliant Civil War general who led the Union Army to victory, but his presidency is often painted in broader strokes. His military genius is well documented, but his time in the White House is a more nuanced tale. And yeah, it wasn't perfect. His administration faced numerous challenges, and he was often criticized for the corruption that plagued his government. His administration was plagued by scandals, and he struggled to handle the economic crises of his time. The Panic of 1873, for instance, was a significant economic downturn that tested his leadership. But to focus solely on that would be a disservice to the man who, as president, fought harder for racial equality than almost any other 19th century president. Grant's commitment to civil rights was unwavering, even in the face of immense opposition. Think about it. Grant signed the Civil Rights Act of 1875, aiming to guarantee equal rights to African Americans in public accommodations and jury service. This was a groundbreaking piece of legislation that sought to dismantle the remnants of slavery. He also used federal troops to protect black voters from intimidation and violence during Reconstruction. This was a bold move that underscored his dedication to ensuring that the rights of newly freed African Americans were protected. Grant understood that the fight for equality didn't end on the battlefield. It continued in the halls of Congress, in the streets, and in the hearts and minds of Americans. He knew that true equality required more than just legal changes. It required a shift in societal attitudes. He wasn't afraid to use the power of the presidency to try and right the wrongs of slavery and discrimination. His efforts laid the groundwork for future civil rights advancements. Was Grant a perfect president? No. His tenure was marred by significant challenges and controversies. But he was a man of immense courage and conviction, a man who, despite his flaws, fought for what he believed in. His dedication to civil rights and his efforts to heal a divided nation are aspects of his legacy that deserve recognition, and that's a legacy worth remembering. Grant's story is a reminder that leadership is not about perfection, but about striving to make a difference, even in the face of adversity. Chapter 3. James K. Polk, the Manifest Destiny President. Our next president was a man of action, a leader driven by a vision of American expansion, James K. Polk. Born in 1795 in North Carolina, Polk was a firm believer in the idea that the United States was destined to stretch from coast to coast. His presidency was marked by a series of bold moves that would forever change the landscape of the nation. Polk's presidency was all about manifest destiny, the belief that the United States was destined to expand across North America. This ideology was not just a political stance but a deeply held conviction that drove many of his decisions. And expand it did under Polk's watch. Remember the Oregon Territory? This was a region of immense strategic and economic importance, and Polk was determined to secure it for the United States. That vast expanse of land encompassing present-day Oregon, Washington, and Idaho? It was a key part of Polk's vision for a larger, more powerful nation. Yeah, Polk went toe-to-toe with Great Britain over that. The negotiations were intense and the stakes were incredibly high. He demanded the entire territory, up to the 5440 parallel, famously declaring, 5440 or fight. This slogan became a rallying cry for those who supported American expansion. Now, Polk knew he wasn't going to get everything he wanted, but he was a master strategist, always thinking several steps ahead. He was a shrewd negotiator, using the threat of war to leverage a better deal. And it worked. His ability to balance diplomacy with the threat of military action was key to his success. Through intense diplomacy, Polk secured the Oregon Territory up to the 49th parallel without firing a single shot. This was a significant achievement that showcased his diplomatic prowess. Polk's presidency was a whirlwind of expansion. His tenure saw the United States grow in ways that many had only dreamed of. He also oversaw the annexation of Texas, a move that was both controversial and transformative for the nation, leading to the Mexican-American War, a conflict that would have far-reaching consequences for both the United States and Mexico, a conflict that ultimately added California and the Southwest to the United States. This expansion opened up new opportunities and resources for the growing nation. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that James K. Polk was a president who got things done. His determination and vision were instrumental in shaping the future of the United States. He dramatically reshaped the map of North America, leaving a legacy that would be felt for generations, leaving a lasting impact on the United States and its place in the world. His presidency is a testament to the power of vision and determination in the face of immense challenges. Chapter 4. Grover Cleveland, the Integrity President. In an era marked by political corruption, our next president stood out for his unwavering commitment to honesty and integrity. Grover Cleveland. Cleveland was a different breed of president. He wasn't flashy or charismatic. He was a workhorse, a man who believed in good government and fiscal responsibility. He vetoed countless bills he deemed wasteful or unconstitutional, earning him the nickname Grover the Good. Cleveland believed in a limited role for government, but he also understood the need for fairness and equality. He fought against the powerful railroad monopolies, championed civil service reform, and worked tirelessly to lower tariffs, which he saw as a burden on consumers. Cleveland's presidency wasn't without its challenges. He faced economic downturns and labor unrest, but through it all he remained committed to his principles, always putting the interests of the nation above his own political ambitions. In a time when political corruption was rampant, Grover Cleveland stood as a beacon of integrity, reminding us that true leadership is about serving the people, not enriching oneself. Chapter 5. Theodore Roosevelt, the trust-busting president. Our final president needs no introduction. He was a force of nature, a larger-than-life figure who redefined the presidency, Theodore Roosevelt. TR, as he was known, was a whirlwind of energy and action. He believed in a strong presidency, one that actively shaped domestic and foreign policy. Roosevelt was a champion of the common man, taking on the powerful trusts and monopolies that he believed were stifling competition and hurting consumers. He wasn't afraid to use the power of the federal government to break up these monopolies, earning him the nickname, the Trust Buster. But Roosevelt's legacy extends far beyond trust busting. He was a conservationist at heart, establishing national parks and forests to protect America's natural beauty for future generations. He also understood the importance of American power on the world stage. He oversaw the construction of the Panama Canal, a monumental engineering feat that transformed global trade and solidified America's role as a naval power. Theodore Roosevelt was a president who wasn't afraid to challenge the status quo, to fight for what he believed in, and to use the power of the presidency to make America a stronger, fairer, and more just nation. So there you have it, my list of the top 5 U.S. presidents who shaped history. Of course, this is just my perspective, and history is open to interpretation. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Who do you think deserves to be on this list? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you're hungry for more presidential deep dives, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video, where I'll be discussing the top 5 most underrated U.S. presidents. Until then, keep those history brains engaged, and I'll see you in the next one.